This is Soggy Nachos podcast. I think I do it better. How we doing today? I got my dog, my favorite cripple in the whole wide world with me. Charlie Dangerous, aka Chucky One Leg McGee. How you feeling?
AKA Mr. Incredible. You ridiculous. We don't even got time for you, all right? Look, Frank, I'm gonna cut you off because you already spazzing. Look, we talking top 5 wide receivers today because I told Frank my list and he scratched his head like I said something crazy.
Because I see, because you have one leg now, and I'm sorry that I keep highlighting this, but I feel like whatever drugs they gave you is like, your brain was always kind of like wonky, but now it's like really, really wonky. Like you're doing some real weird stuff.
Okay. So look, I feel like there's a consensus top 6 receivers ish. I feel like there's about 6 receivers, but I think the placement is the interesting thing. Okay. Right now, we both have Tyreek Hill at number 1, and I won't speak for the rest of his list. Number 2, I got AJ Brown, one of the most dominant receivers in the league today. It took him to get on prime time for people to care about him. When he was doing it in Tennessee, nobody cared because it's Tannehill, it's two-tone blue who does that. After that, I'm going to be respectful and leave Justin Jefferson at 3, but Jamar Chase is coming for him. Jamar Chase is 4, and Stefon Diggs, stop playing with your boy, is number 5. Frank, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, my list, the correct list is you have, yes, Tyreek has elevated himself to 1, and we can't really talk about anybody else but him. 2, still Justin Jefferson because he was pretty dominant until he hurt his hamstring just a couple weeks ago. And Charlie,
it sounds just like Cooper Kupp, who's not on this list, but continue.
Bro, don't get me started with you, bro. I don't have enough energy to really get into you. All right, so 3, we going Justin Jefferson. As I said Jamar Chase. Sorry. So 3, we got Jamar Chase. 4, Devontae Adams, because he is still, just because he plays with God knows what doesn't mean he is still not a top 5 receiver. And number 5, I'll give AJ Brown. You know what I'm saying? So the odd man out, that I'm leaving out of your list is Stefon Diggs. So sorry, I'm giving you the correct list.
Okay, so I want to touch on 2 things. Devontae Adams, it was tough leaving Devontae Adams off the list. He is one of the best receivers in the league. That's why I said there's a big 6. But I value explosiveness. I always have. That's why Tyreek has been, in my head, the best receiver in the league for the last 4 or 5 years.
And that's wrong, but I feel you. Yes, in your head, yes.
You could see it as the wrong thing, but he's been the most dangerous receiver in the last 5 years.
Dangerous is a different word, but it's correct.
Yes, and people have to game plan to stop that. People don't like this. His speed changes the game. It cannot go unaccounted for. So I've always been on Tyreek Hill. AJ Brown has elevated himself this year. He's on a similar trajectory to breaking almost every record except Tyreek is just in front of him this year. Like he's on pace to have 1,900 receiving yards or something like that. And
listen, I get it, but here's the thing, right? You have to and this is why I get it, and I get the productiveness of AJ, but then I also, when we talk about receivers, you got to look at the player profile and the skill set. You talk about explosiveness. AJ Brown, yes, he does have like some explosive straight line speed if he catches a slant, but it's like in these, just watch him play. I can tell you if you gave another, because if you put Devontae Adams on that same team, he does more. You put Tyreek on that same team. You put Tyreek on that same team. I don't know if he even actually does as much just because of, the types of plays that AJ Brown is making. You know what I'm saying?
He's disrespectful, Frank.
Whatever you call it what you like. Justin Jefferson does more as well. Jamar Chase does more as well. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. I get it, but that's why he's a top 5.
Like Tyreek Hill, I'll say it now. We'll come back next year. You'll be like, all right, fine. AJ Brown. There's nothing that AJ Brown does not do well on the football field. He's a physically different human being than anybody else that's trying to guard him. He bullies people when he's usually open, and when he's not open, hey, you heard Jalen Hurts effort. He's down there somewhere, and you saw in the Washington game a couple weeks ago, just pluck that thing out of the air one hand. You see him in the Super Bowl, they just throw it up to him, double cover, touchdown. Like he is box office at all times,
and that's why he's
take a slant.
That's why
he's house because
that's why he's elevated himself.
He can kind of move. He can brush off a hit, brush off a tackler, take it 60 yards, or you could just throw it to him in the air and he can catch it, jump ball 60. There's no ways that he can't win. I don't want to disrespect Justin Jefferson. I think he's good. hurt, and the
way you talking about him, you already disrespect him. He was like,
because he was the number one receiver, going into the league.
You going into the season he had last year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like he wasn't putting up those same numbers until he got hurt this year.
Look, I'll say this: Justin Jefferson reminds me a lot of the other LSU receiver, Odell Beckham. In their first 3 years, they were the most productive receivers, literally in NFL history. The first 3 years, they were the most productive receivers in NFL history, and then Odell started getting mixed, and things started happening. And
so one hamstring injury in 3 years is Knicks.
Hey, look, Odell didn't have all this stuff before. Like, it started piling up after the third year.
First of all, I'm gonna correct you. Odell had injuries. Odell had injuries in college.
Show me, Bama.
Hold on. Odell had a lot of injuries in college, so let me correct you there.
You're not talking about college. You talking about practice? What is AI? We talking about practice?
You're making an unreal comparison. Like that comparison isn't correct.
Look, Justin Jefferson is cool. The reason I keep letting him have his spot because he was not better than his teammate Jamar Chase in college, and I still believe that Jamar Chase is going to be better than him, but he just got to put together. You have to beat that resume because Justin Jefferson put together a nice little thing, and Diggs. I like Diggs. Diggs is a dog. That's why I like Diggs. I know Devontae Adams is a dog, but Diggs sometimes just doesn't take no for an answer. He's fighting
Diggs
for
is a
that
dog, but like Diggs is an overachiever. I don't think of all the guys on the list, there's none of them that he has attributes that are better than. If we keeping it real, like what is do better than anybody?
How old is the Devontae Adams that's on your list?
Huh?
I was just asking, like, how old is?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Are we talking prime? We talking Devontae Adams prime?
Yeah, we're talking about Devontae Adams now. So Diggs might have some things better than that, Devontae.
I was just saying, man. I value exposing to these guys.
Look, guys. So we like these conversations. We like to make them fun. You know what I'm saying? This is Let's Talk About It, where we just kind of discuss the things like this that we kind of, you know what I'm saying, split hairs about. So tell us what you think. Let us know in the comments. All that good stuff, fun stuff. This has been Soggy Nachos Podcast. Listen, subscribe, hit them like buttons, tell somebody about us, something like that. Peace.
Deuces.